next one here and introduce myself. This is the mosque about 5 minutes from my childhood home where I grew up. I was so tiny that I couldn't go to the mosque, I mean really little, and I grew up, and as I grew up I could hear the Maulana give the sermons or the waz, not the flower ways now, but that's surprising that, you know, the sermon over there is called a waz. And so I heard those things over and over.
Why don't you come closer to the audience?
Okay. I want to hide behind this thing. Is that better? Okay. Where was I? Yeah. So by the time I was ready to go to the mosque, I pretty much knew every Friday, just like every Sunday over here, every Friday there's a sermon, and I knew what the Maulana is going to say. And, you know, when I was about 16, 17, I had heard those things. And the thing was that this Maulana in this mosque is one of the foremost authorities on Sharia law. And there is, just like Christianity, there is different sects and different denominations in Islam. And this happens to be what they call Deobandi. These names are going to be, you know, sounding weird, but Deobandi is primarily one of the most, I wouldn't say orthodox, but very strict school of thought. That's where the Taliban's take that. And I'll discuss that in a little bit, but I got to get going because we got very little time. If you can believe it or not. Wow. That's during an exercise. Is one of the videos you'll see that one of the Talibans has one of those IDs with him. And that guy looks a little bit like the Taliban. Happens to be me. Now, just to put things in perspective, this is where Afghanistan is, right here. That's Pakistan, India, China, and the rest of the, you know, Iran is right here. The next one, this is a little close up, Afghanistan right here. This is Marja, where we are having the recent operation. The name of the operation is Mushtarik, which is, where's my, right there. Actually, I think this is stuff here. Right there, Mushtarik. Mushtarik in Arabic or Pashto or Dari. Dari is the same as Pashto. Pashto is same as the people Pashtun, they speak Pashto. Pashto is more like Peshawar, northwest frontier province of Pakistan. That's the language. And as you go towards Afghanistan, if you go higher, then at one time Persians used to rule this area, so then it gets a little more Persian influence in that. And so that's called Dari. Primarily all of these people over here who live here are Pashtuns, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But just to give you an idea as to Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, all these towns with Pakistan, Afghanistan, and, you know, Balochistan, and you would be thinking, what is about this guy Tan? You know, they all have a tan, or what's going on here? Tan is like will, V-I-L-L-E, you know, like Gainesville and, you know, all those wills we have over here, that's T-N's over there. So that's Pakistan right here, Iran, and so if you notice, it is a pretty tough neighborhood, if you will. This right here is Afghanistan. Obviously this is Pakistan. Within Pakistan, at the border of Afghanistan, there are two major areas. They are in Pakistan. One is the FATA, F-A-T-A, this portion, the darker portion here. It's federally administered tribal area. And there is no judicial system, there's no courts, no police. You're on your own. This portion over here is also lawless, but a little civilized, if you will, in the sense that they've got some kind of a policing, which is not a regular police, but they're more like militias and people like from the army, Pakistan Army, and known as scouts. But these guys, all